Hello, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful episode of Boy Blue and Bigby. And today we're talking about our anticipated comic book, manga, all that good stuff releases for 2019. But first of all, let me introduce Mr. Bigby. How are you today?
Aloha, I am good. How are you, Boy Blue?
I'm doing great. I'm drinking water today. No coffee, no Coke.
What? Someone's trying to go to bed early. I'm just saying. No Skyrim tonight.
Oh, don't be crazy. There might be some Skyrim tonight.
You're like, whoa, whoa, settle
Let's
down, man.
calm
Settle
down.
down.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not jump to conclusions. You know, Skyrim, this we're always so off topic, but Skyrim is I can keep playing that. You know, like if I'm reading and it's getting late, I get sleepy and I fall asleep. Skyrim though, I can just not sleep if
You're
it's
just
Skyrim.
awake all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm just like and the thing is I'm like, oh, I just completed a quest. Now would be a good time to stop. And then I run into some random person. They're like, help me do this thing. I'm like, okay, I'll
See,
do that thing.
see, Skyrim. I was sort of the same because I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Yeah, awesome. Everything is awesome. And then I like keep going, and then I'll be like, oh, one last mission, and then out of nowhere, sure enough, some bandits try to rob me, and then I like slay them, and then I'd be like, yeah, that's enough. It's like, nope, keep going.
So my favorite thing that happens is once you're like at a certain level and people are kind of easy to kill. Um, like yesterday or whenever it was I was playing, there's like just a random person on the side of the road and I was riding my horse past them, but I was like, I wonder what they're doing. So I got off my horse and talked to them, and they're just labeled thief. And then it's like he's like, give me all your money or whatever. And I was like, no. And then he like pulls a dagger and I just like kill him in one hit. And it's like I could have just gone right by that guy. But instead I
Yeah,
was like, "Oh,
you
what's
had to,
this?
you had to
Oh,
be a
he's
savage
robbing me? He's robbing me? Okay. Okay." Except he didn't
because you killed him
because I
with
killed him. It's my
your
warhammer.
warhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good memory.
well, that's all you talk about. You're like, oh yeah, I killed them yesterday with my warhammer. Warhammer this, Warhammer that. Which character are you trying to to make him?
Well, I'm actually a woman
Yeah.
this time.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like you wanted to copy that manga character. I
I know
forget
I
his name.
wanted I wanted to be guts, but then I was like, nah,
Oh yeah,
I'll
that's
change it up. I'll be a
nah,
dark elf.
because they
Um
can't have a big sword.
I mean you can. They're just not like as big as
Good.
Guts' sword. Um, it is funny though playing as a female because the characters say like different things to you. Like one woman like innkeeper was like, "Oh, you'll have all the men eating out of your hand in no time." I was like, "Okay." It's a little
Picture that
sexist.
saying that. Yeah. Picture saying that to a man. Oh hey, we having a man eating that hand in no time. Like what? Oh
Anyways,
my
I did not
goodness.
appreciate that from the innkeeper. I was like, "Excuse me? I'm a warrior first and foremost."
I do not like to be treated this way. Can I get a
Yeah.
discount? Uh, I didn't
Anyways,
know you were a
big
female
tangent.
person.
Yeah, yeah. I was like,
Because
why not?
the
Oh
helmet,
yeah.
like there's like no distinguished features in your battle armor.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard to tell in
Yeah,
general in Skyrim. They kind of once you have the armor on, it's like, huh, who knows? I don't know.
yeah. And most people go with the long hair look when they make their characters.
That's true. I have some sort of bun or something going on. Yeah. Very important details
Yeah.
of my Skyrim character.
Yeah, what's your Skyrim character's name? So the people could look for you out there.
I actually don't remember. I can't remember if I try to make something cool because usually I pick like Larry, or, something like I feel like
Larry the assassin,
yeah,
Larry
yeah,
the
no,
dark elf.
I feel like I'm trying to remember some of my silly names I've used. I used Carl. In fact, that I think that was my last one because I wanted to be Carl the Jarl.
What?
I don't know. I actually can't. I think it's something really boring, like Mary or Martha or something.
Oh man, don't get started on Martha. You'll see like Batman fly after you.
It's true. All right, are you ready to talk
Yeah,
about
back.
some anticipated comic book releases?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do this thing. Alrighty.
All
So
right, good little
I
icebreaker there.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
a little nice change of pace. So people will know that we do talk about other nerd comic
yeah.
related
We're just
things.
not
Yeah,
nerds. Yeah,
yeah. We
comic
gotta
book
make
nerds.
sure. So I'm doing my research right now. I'm sorry, folks. It's just that I I really don't know about all like the new stuff that come out until like I'm scrolling through Comixology or reading into a comic because they pop up the ads in there.
Oh, do you want me to
Uh,
go first
Well, I found something
while you
here.
grab something? Okay.
Yeah. Um. So Conan the Barbarian is a pretty neat little book that I like to read on and off again. And now this is coming out in 2019, which I literally the first thing that popped up. The original Marvel years Omnibus Volume 1
Oh,
will be coming out next year. If you guys are a big Conan the Barbarian fan like I am, uh, it's it's gonna be pretty cool because I never read any of the original Marvel stuff. I just read a bunch of the
the Dark
Dark
Horse.
Horse. Yeah, I just originally thought it was Dark Horse, and then now I didn't know they had Marvel do it too. But Dark Horse is like nitty gritty, I feel, and I don't know what to think of the Marvel one.
Yeah, and I think if I understand correctly, since Marvel is getting the rights back, I think people are buying up the Dark Horse releases because after Marvel gets a hold of it, I doubt Dark Horse will be able to reprint any of that. So if you
Oh,
really want the Dark Horse era Conan, I would get on that. Um, Also, speaking of Marvel and Conan, I think I saw that Jason Aaron is going to be writing an ongoing Conan series, which
oh, that's right. I think you mentioned
I
that.
like Jason Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. Eventually. I don't really
Yeah.
read things as they come out.
Yeah, that
It'll be like, a year or two before I get around to that. I still need to read all of Jason Aaron's Thor. I only read the first like 4 or 5 volumes.
I only
It's very
read
good, but I just didn't read all of it.
think the first one of that one. Because Thor is not
The
really
God
my,
Butcher.
yeah, he's not really one of my favorites to read. Like I'll read him every now and again, or if he like pops up here and there. But other than that, I I I just don't like him that much.
You
Just
just
like
don't really care for him.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
just like
that's fair.
yeah, it's not like a dislike or not a like. It's just like he's neutral. So I'm neutral about the God of Thor, the God of Thunder.
Yeah, I think I've already voiced this before, but after Jason Aaron ends his run, which, like I said, I need to read all of. People love it,
Hmm.
but when that happens, I really want Jonathan Hickman to write Thor, even though I
Well,
don't
he
think he's really doing that right now.
it would be cool because he did make Thor pretty badass in the
Amazing, yeah, I
yeah.
know. That's what I'm saying. So Conan, that's a good choice.
Hmm,
I haven't read anything Conan, but I've heard really good things. So,
it's really good.
do you know when those Marvel years? Uh, I don't want to put you on the spot because I don't know either. What time period was that? Was that like the 80s? Because I
Are you
don't
talking
know.
about like the
Yeah, because you said they're reprinting the Marvel years, right? I just don't even know what that
Yeah.
entails.
Let's see. Huh. It says 79, 16, 67, 16, hold on.
Oh, yes, it looks like the
79.
70s.
Yeah, 79.
Okay. So that's definitely some like
Old,
some
old,
older
old
stuff,
school
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Hmm.
Interesting. Well, very good.
Add, add to list.
All right, well, I'm going to kind of pair up my two right here. So Brian K. Vaughan fans rejoice because
Yay.
Saga Deluxe Edition Volume 3. Actually, I think they call them like book 3, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. That
You have to be
is,
accurate.
yeah, that's set for May 29th of 2019. I'm assuming that will have volumes 7, 8, and 9 in it. So that I know a lot of people will be picking up.
Yeah.
And also Brian K. Vaughan, Paper Girls Deluxe Edition, Volume 2. I'm assuming they'll have the next 10 issues because I think that's what the first one had. And that comes out April 9th. So April and May, Brian K. Vaughan.
Boom, boom. One after another.
I still have Paper Girls Deluxe 1, and I really like the art, but it's one of those things where Hoopla's kind of ruined me in a way because I know I can just read it for free on Hoopla. I'm like, I don't know if Paper Girls like quite makes the cut for like I'm gonna run out and get this.
Mhm.
As you know, I sold my Saga Deluxes to you because I was
Yeah,
like, you know what? That series means something to you, man. I could feel it.
to me. Freaky robots being born speaks to me.
It is kind of funny though. Those like the other thing about Saga is like I'm not too worried about like if someday I change my mind. I'm like, oh, I really do want them. They're pretty easily to come by. It's such a
Yeah,
popular series. Like you can rebuy them.
yeah. You
Um,
just won't buy them back from me. Just saying.
I didn't think I would.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, Saga. I need to catch up. I read 7, and I don't remember what happened at all. And then
so depressing.
and then 8 and 9 are obviously out because that's what
Mm.
the deluxe covers. And I think they're on a year hiatus. So
What? Oh, that would make sense. I mean,
yeah, I mean they've been pretty much going like nonstop with like the occasional like 3 or 4 month break. So you know what? I just thought of something that I'm going to research. Go amongst yourself. What's your next one?
geez. Thank you for that. So my next one is a more not like an omnibus edition coming out. It's more like a interesting series popping up. It's Marvel is pretty bizarre at the moment since they've been introducing so many new characters and all that stuff, which is great. And the most interesting one, and I will say this because I love the character a lot. It's the Cosmic Ghost Rider, which
Oh,
is,
okay.
if you don't know who that is, people, the Punisher with Ghost Rider's powers and the powers of Galactus is Herald, which makes him the Cosmic
What?
Ghost Rider. Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah, it's freaking awesome. And so, the series that I'm reading right now, he goes back in time to try to kill baby Thanos before he becomes the big bad villain and kills everybody.
Hmm.
So what he ends up doing is taking Thanos and as a baby, and then goes tries to kill him, but then he realizes he's just a baby,
Hmm.
and then all these other heroes from different from the future come back into the past where he's at to try to stop him because he's saying like, "Hey, I want to kill him, but I can't." And then it turns out he raises Thanos in a way, since Thanos as a baby is watching the Punisher beat the living crap out of everybody who tries to stop him.
Hmm.
And and the reason why I bring all that up is because there's a series coming up called the Guardians of the Galaxy, like the new Guardians of the Galaxy. And from the promo cover art, I did see the Cosmic Ghost Rider in the center of the artwork, and I was like, "What? He's gonna be a freaking Guardian of the Galaxy? That's amazing!"
That does sound amazing. Did
Yeah.
did Donny Cates write Cosmic Ghost Rider?
You know what? I could actually give you an answer for
'Cause I
that one.
think because Donny Cates is just in the words of Hansel from Zoolander, he's so hot right now. So I feel like that it seems like a Donny Cates creation. I think so.
Give me 2.5 seconds. Okay, maybe give me a little bit more than 2.5 seconds.
So
Oh.
the only thing I mean that still sounds awesome, but
Mhm.
it sounds a little bit like
It is Donny Cates. You were right.
see, there you go.
He's so
That
hot right now.
yeah, he's so hot right now. That plot sounds a lot like Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force plot, where they go try to kill the young Apocalypse. Um, I mean, that's just all I had to say. Similarities, but
Well, you may be right. I'm not much of a I don't follow the X-Men a lot.
that's all right. I don't really either.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
just
like, oh,
like
maybe.
I just like Uncanny X-Force because it's pretty awesome. I'll have to check out Cosmic Ghost Rider because that sounds
You
amazing.
really should. It is
Also, uh,
marvelous.
also he wrote some Thanos too, right?
Yeah.
Because I think he was writing Thanos and Venom and maybe Cosmic Ghost Rider. Because Cosmic Ghost Rider was that just a mini series or is it like
I
an ongoing?
think it's a think it is it was a miniseries, yeah.
Okay, but yeah,
But
he's
he
writing a
did
lot of
bring out,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah. The
Whew.
first appearance of the Cosmic Ghost Rider was in Thanos when
Yeah, that's what
in
I
there.
thought.
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'll have to check that out. I Marvel is like for some reason I just don't know. I'm like so behind on Marvel. I don't really know
Mhm.
where to go right
Cosmic Ghost
now.
Rider.
Because like I feel like I mean it's not even that old, but sometimes I feel like
Mhm.
an old man being like, "Oh, have you read Matt Fraction's Hawkeye?" Because it's like
And they're
like
like, what?
that was so I
Last
mean
year it's
yeah
all
like I
about.
feel like that was actually a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still going on about like Tom King's Vision. I mean that's like where I'm at. I'm like, oh, it's so good. Um,
Everybody read this. Like, what? We're over
yeah. Um, yeah, Jason Aaron's like writing Avengers now, and I still haven't even read his Thor. It's
it.
I'm not exactly
Not
on
up there
the
yet.
yeah
Yeah.
I'm not there yet, but I might make an exception for Cosmic Ghost Rider because that sounds amazing.
It really is.
So I will look at my list. What else do I have coming up? Okay, so we referenced him at the beginning. Guts the Black Swordsman is getting his proper due.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Dark Horse is releasing some big ol' deluxe editions that have 3 volumes in one. I'm talking about Berserk. The first deluxe comes out February 27th, and it's going to be oversized. I think they're like 7 by 10. something like that. I was trying to find something similar. And if you're familiar with the Blam Master editions, I think they're about the same size. Now, I will say I don't. Okay, I have some serious issues when it comes to Berserk in that I want to honor it and have those beautiful deluxe editions. But after reading Volume 13, which I don't want to spoil anything for you or for any of the other listeners, things get brutal, man. I don't even know. Like, I'm like, ugh. I'm kind of on the fence about like
How
continuing it.
how brutal does it get, man?
you,
I just read
you,
where he gets like I don't want to spoil anything, but he gets uh
I'll put it this way: you don't even know, and like, stay off the internet. Like, don't look it up because it'll spoil it for you. But you don't even know how brutal it gets. Um,
oh jeez.
what volume are you on?
Uh I finished four.
Oh, you're so young.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's so young
Yeah.
for where I'm heading
Um,
at now.
so okay, I feel like when you catch up to where I am,
Which will be pretty
um,
soon.
which I could be pretty soon. We'll have to talk about it because I have very mixed feelings. Like I said, there's
Oh
a
geez.
part of me that like I want to. There's still a part of me that really loves the series. There's another part of me that is horrified by the series. So I don't know. It went from like a must buy, like I was like day one, I'm gonna get this to I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm very,
Well,
very interested to see what you make. Like, so I'll put it this way: volumes, I think, yeah, like 11 through 13, but particularly
13.
13. Like, good luck, man. I'll see you on the other
Well,
side.
I think because they say like what? There's like ups and downs with this because you go, hey, the first three, it's slow start. You just push through it, muster through. You'll be able to get to the end, and then you're like, oh, four through eight is pretty. It's good. Just nine is just nope. The whole bunch of
Whole
uh,
bunch of naughty bits are in
yeah,
them
whole
nine.
bunch of
Yeah.
rated R, X rated stuff. And then now you're saying like 11 to 13, right? Or did you say like at the end of 9 and 10? It looks like it's gonna be good. Like you see hope, and then 11 and 13 is just
Yeah, I'm not.
like a
I feel like I
downhill.
don't want to spoil anything, but just oh my gosh, dude. Like, anyway, so that's a for those who love Berserk, I say go forth, buy your deluxe editions, and be happy. If you haven't read the series and you're like, this is how I'll start, I really recommend you don't do that. Actually, like if you can
Start on
find,
13.
yeah, actually that might be a good idea. But if you can find it at the library or used or cheap digitally, I would do that first because it's pretty intense. I can see why I don't know. I I don't know. I just feel like now that I know, I have to give like a beware of this.
And you're so
Be very
passionate
wary.
about it too.
I was so passionate, and that's the thing. Like I even I told my wife like when I finished it, I was like, so you know how I was telling you like you have to read this series. Maybe don't. Maybe don't.
Just kind of stay away from it.
Yeah.
Like
No,
just
I
read up to
because
12.
I mean, she's like, well, what happens? And I was like, well, I don't want to spoil it for you if you do want to read it. She's like, okay, well, then I don't want to read it. I was like, and then I told her, she's like, oh my gosh. It's like, I know.
Ah,
So there you
geez.
go. Have fun. Have fun when you get
Oh,
to
thanks,
13.
man. It's gonna suck now.
uh, anyways, I think I already said this, but Berserk fans rejoice. Others, maybe check it out first. What's your next one? What's your next one?
Um, well, my next one would be again another Marvel with the Punisher, Cosmic Punisher, which I think is again another freaking fantastic idea that they're gonna do. since all this revamping and whatnot, they're gonna have a new Fantastic Four team,
Oh, really? Man, I'm
and
so
the
behind
friggin'
on everything.
Cosmic, yeah, the Cosmic Punisher is gonna be in the Fantastic Four too. I think it's him, the World War Hulk guy, the Weapon H one. I don't know who the heck that is.
Oh, interesting.
And I forget the other two because they weren't important at the time. I was like, oh my God, Cosmic Punisher is gonna be in the Fantastic
Wait, is
Four.
it Cosmic Ghost Rider or Cosmic Punisher? Or
I
are they one and the
sorry,
same?
they're one and the same. It's
Okay,
Cosmic
that yeah,
Ghost Rider.
got it.
I just keep saying Punisher because
Right,
the
because it is
Punisher. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Got it.
yeah. So that's a one I'm really looking forward to. It's like seeing him being a team member of the Fantastic Four,
Yeah, that
which
sounds
a
amazing.
hybrid. Yeah.
Is it like their own team? They're not like paired up with like Reed, right? Because that would be
No, yeah,
weird.
they're different, complete different.
What are they calling it?
Fantastic Four.
But after they went to all that trouble of bringing the real Fantastic Four back, now they're
Yeah,
just like,
they're
forget
really
it.
like, here's a new
Yeah,
Fantastic
we
Four
don't
for
want
you.
this rubbish.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Let me see if I
Um,
can find the who the other two are.
I think I did hear about this because I remember seeing something about the Hulk, like,
Yeah, the world what is Weapon H
mhm.
one, and it's pretty weird because I didn't know there was a Weapon H Hulk hybrid with a Wolverine kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Uh,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what it was. I couldn't remember what it was
hmm.
about him, but yeah, it's weird. I'm trying to look for it now too, but I can't find it.
Oh, jeez, I
Boo.
just saw it too. It was just the other day. Like I kid you not, I finished reading it. It was, and now I can't seem to find it.
It's always how it goes.
Yeah, it's like it's just so bizarre. Where did I find it? No. Well, sorry, folks. I don't want to waste all our time on looking for the new Fantastic Four.
I can't believe you.
What do you mean you can't believe me?
I can't believe you failed us. You got us all excited.
I need you to calm yourself.
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to find it too, and I'm not having any luck whatsoever. But I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw a preview for it too.
Oh, here it is. I found it. I
Woohoo!
found the cover of it. It's Venom and Weapon 23. The girl, the Laura Wolverine one.
Is Donny Cates writing that too? Because I feel like he's writing Venom
No,
and
no, it's
what?
Greg Land. Greg
Oh,
Land. Greg Spaceling. Yeah. And the funny thing is, they have the picture of the original Fantastic Four,
hmm.
which had the Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider. Like when the Fantastic Four take a break and they need a new one to what's it
Fill in.
replace them for a little,
Yeah.
yeah, to fill in, and they have the Hulk, Peter Parker, Wolverine, and then the Ghost Rider. And then now this one for next year they got Cosmic Ghost Rider, Venom, Weapon 23, and the Wolverine slash Hulk hybrid thing.
That's a stacked team right there.
Yeah,
You know, the one who I'm sorry, so Venom, X-23, Cosmic Ghost Rider, and Hulk hybrid thing, right?
yeah,
So I feel like X-23 and Venom are like out of their league a little bit. I feel like the other two are like overpowered.
yeah,
And then like they're like okay, like
yeah. Like why not? Just throw them in there. We
yeah.
need some other killers to
I
fill
mean, do
out
you
the
really need
line.
any more than like Hulk? I mean, it's enough. they're gonna have to fight like some
It's
pretty
gonna be like
tough cookies.
Galactus. I
Yeah,
mean, come on.
exactly. All right. Let me see what else I have. Oh, okay. So this is one I am actually very excited for. August 14th is the Absolute Dark Knight Returns reprint. I'm very excited because that is my favorite Batman story ever. And
What?
yeah. And I feel bad. Like, once again, I have this weird, like, comic books don't have feelings. I don't know why I make
They
them have
do.
feelings,
They
but
really do.
I look at my shelf and I see just like the paperback of Dark Knight Returns, and I think, but I love you so much more than that. You should be an absolute sized. And then I think it's been out of print. You can find them
For a while.
used, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, some of the used copies aren't the greatest, and they like are more expensive because people hike up prices. So I will definitely be trying to get the Dark Knight Returns reprint because I think it also. I should look before I say it. I think it also has the second one in there, which I never actually read.
The Dark Knight Returns or
Strikes
the Dark Knight
Again.
Strikes. Yeah.
Um,
And then
I've
maybe
heard
you'll have the
mixed
third
things
one in there.
about it, to be honest, but
Yeah, it's pretty forgettable. I
I've
mean,
kind of
I read it.
avoided it because of let's see.
Yeah, you did a good move on that part. I regret reading it
Yeah, so the
because
Absolute has both Dark Knight Returns and Dark Knight Strikes Again. I mean, since it's there, I'll read it,
mhm.
but like I've not heard I've heard it's not very good. The thing is though, uh like does Frank Miller's art really, is it so good that I need it giant? Not really. But at the same time, I feel like I need a
uh
giant, like
you do need a giant
yeah.
Dark Knight
Thank you. Thank you
hardcover. You're
for
welcome.
helping me with that
I'm just
issue.
yeah. Yeah. I'm always here, man.
Thanks. Thanks. So that's a definite buy for me.
Hmm.
I feel like that's like the first, yeah, that's the first like definite buy I've listed thus far.
Berserk Volume 1. I believe it's already in your
In
basket
my
or your
cart,
cart. Yeah.
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 Already
In your
pre-ordered.
mind cart. Yeah. For that in stock trades.
Yeah, I'm thinking like they'll probably do 3 a year.
Hmm.
So it'll be 2020 when is that right? Yeah, 2020
113.
when
Yeah.
they go to 13. And then it's like, oh no. All right, do you got another one? Do you
I
got
do.
that wasn't
I
very
do got another one.
have another
I
one?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this I'm a big fan of Dracula. Like the story, the movie, the Bram Stoker original classic book, and then the sequel that his nephew, son, grandson, whoever uh, his family member wrote it.
Hmm.
And so anything with Dracula, I'm gonna try to announce or try to get or read through. And upon my research,
Oh,
I find out that Marvel is going to release a Tomb of Dracula omnibus.
I had heard about that. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that about that because the only issue I got of it is like an old, worn out one I bought at a comic book store
Oh, wow.
at Greg's Comics at a few months ago. It was like 50 cents because it was damaged and
Nice.
whatnot. And I was like, oh my God, it's Dracula in comic book form. So I just got it and I read it and like, oh my God, this is great. So I'm looking forward to picking that one up.
That's awesome. I didn't
Yeah.
know you're such a Dracula fan.
Oh, I is. I
Oh,
is, man. I read that in junior high for what was it? That AR read or yeah, AR? where we had to read books to get points and then blah 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 nonsense. And that was one of the books I read in junior high, and I was like, "This is the best thing I've ever read."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, Let me see. I'm trying to see when that's been released. Do, 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 do,
When
do.
is it being released, or?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? It may have already been released.
But maybe they're reprinting it because I'm
Uh,
pretty sure
yeah,
I've heard that. Oh yeah, reprint comes up. Let's
yeah.
see.
Because the
Oh yeah.
page I'm on, it says now until April 2019.
Oh, it might already be out.
Yeah, so I
So
just saw, I'm like, oh my God.
yeah, so it's already out.
So,
It came out in October, I think.
yeah. So don't know why I'm really late on this. Thank you for letting me know.
I didn't know that you're a Dracula fan.
It's implied, man. It's
It's
implied.
implied. It's it's $58 on in stock trades.
What? 58?
I can't tell what that reaction means.
That's like a what? Like, why would it be $58? Like, how big is this omnibus?
It, I mean, retail is 100, so I'm guessing I'm
So it
guessing.
would be like this big?
Yeah, it's probably about the size of that lovely Captain
Uh,
America. Let me see.
I just assume it'd be like the size of the Dark Horse stuff.
No, it's got Tomb of Dracula 1 through 31, Werewolf by Night 15, Giant Size Chillers number 1, Giant Size Dracula 2 through 4.
No, I guess that would make sense. It would be a little more pricey.
Yeah, that's like almost 40 issues.
Yeah.
That's not too bad
No, for
for
58 bucks, yeah.
it's a lot of Dracula.
It is. Awesome Dracula.
Well, that one turned out to not be an anticipated release.
Yeah, well, I still
Okay.
anticipated it, so it still counts.
Yeah. So my next one is the Blackest Night Omnibus coming out
Ooh, that's a
in
good one.
2019. Um, so I have Blackest Night, I have Blackest Night Green Lantern, and I have Blackest Night Green Lantern Core, and I have not read them yet. So I can't even comment on the story. Um,
Slap yourself. I mean,
but I think this might be a pass for me because I guess one, it's going to be giant. I'm pretty sure this is going to be like a big old 1,500 page monster that you can't even open. But two, I just don't know if I have enough care for like what was every DC character doing during Blackest Night. You know, like I don't. You basically just need to know Green Lantern, and that's kind of it. You know, you don't really need
yeah,
to know like what was Superman doing. You know, what was
yeah.
Wonder Woman doing.
What would dead Batman doing?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. So I think like I don't know. I if there's any upside, it's maybe people will sell their absolute Blackest Night, which I would buy, 'cause
You
that's
sweep in and take it.
um I honestly I would rather they reprinted that than do this omnibus because it's just it's so big. Like I think it's over 1,500 pages, and if it
Bigger than this?
oh yeah, it's like two of those. Like don't even joke. I'm going to um I just don't know if like I heard it's a good event, but I think if you already have
The
either
Blackest Night.
yeah, if you have the Blackest Night paperback and the Blackest Night Green Lantern, you're probably fine. Anyways, it's retail is gonna be $150 and
Oh,
trying
man.
to find a page count because it's
Well,
ridiculous.
you can't trust those. I mean, like, how many times were we trying to figure out the page count for, what was it? The Infinity?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, and then we couldn't figure, we didn't really get a straight answer from Amazon or Comixology.
It's a lot of issues though. It's a lot. Anyways, I don't know. I think if you already have well, okay, let me start over. If you already have the Green Lantern by Jeff Johns omnibus, don't worry about it. If you don't have that and you really love events, knock yourself out. But I don't know. It seems like a weird one. But I guess they did Final Crisis omnibus, which was also
Did
1,500.
they really?
Yeah, it came out
Oh,
in October. So I was tempted by it only because like I wanted to like in theory put it between the two Batman by Morrison omnis and be like, oh, it's everything, but it's not worth it. It's like it's absurd,
yeah, it
absurd how
is.
hard.
I got confused in it in the Final Crisis. I guess maybe it'll make more sense
Like
if I read all of them.
no, I feel like I think it's just one confusing event.
Story.
But like
Hmm.
I think if you have the paperback, that's the new printing of that. That's fine. Like you don't need to know every. I feel like event omnis in general. I don't know. I don't need to know everything that every person is doing. You know.
Unless it's Infinity and Jonathan Hickman's
Well, of course.
stuff, because even
So
if it doesn't make sense, it's just like, geez, you got to know what everybody's doing.
you have to, yeah. That was my next one. Yeah. So that was it. I feel like.
So, what are you gonna say?
Oh, go ahead. Do your next one.
Uh, um, so there's this Infinity Wars omnibus, which is release date is April 16, 2019. And the reason why I am anticipating this one because I just saw it right here, and it's collecting Infinity Wars 1 through 6, Fantastic Four 366 to 370, and these are all like uh
It's like the Starlin stuff, right?
yeah,
That sequel, the
yeah,
what? Yeah.
Infinity Gauntlet, yeah. So pretty much it's all that stuff thrown in there, which I think it's gonna be really cool to add to my collection.
Yeah, I think that one's definitely one to pick up.
Mhm.
They're doing a really weird
Infinity Warp.
that I don't remember what's called, but it's like it's like half of it is like the Infinity Gauntlet stuff, and then the other
Mhm.
half is the Jonathan Hickman Infinity, which aren't like the same at all. But they just know people who watch the movies are like, oh, Infinity something, and they'll buy it.
Oh
So
yeah, right here.
yeah,
This one?
I can't see.
Sorry, you're right. I
Right?
apologize for that. Yeah, it's Infinity by Starlin and Hickman Omnibus.
Yeah,
Collects Gauntlet 1 through 6, Infinity 1 6, New Avengers 7 12, and Avengers 14 to 23.
yeah. I would avoid that like the plague. It doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
It's basically the Infinity by Hickman hardcover with Infinity Gauntlet in there, which they don't. They're not the same. They're not the same story. But the
They really are
Infinity,
not.
yeah, the Infinity War omnibus that you're talking about, though, that I think is
Mhm.
definitely worth getting.
It is, man. It really is.
Yeah, that was a good pick. One I
Yeah.
looked over.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
April 16,
April 16th.
2019.
So my next one is another for sure buy, and it is Grant Morrison Omnibus. I'm sorry, Batman by Grant Morrison Omnibus Volume 2. I already have Volume 1. It is coming out June 25th. On that day when it comes out, and I have it in my hand, I'm going to do a lovely read through of Omnibus 1 and 2, and it's going to be
Would you
beautiful.
say a marathon
I
of
would say a marathon.
there you go.
Yeah, I love Grant Morrison's Batman. I think it's like the best Batman run in my opinion. Um, but so Omnibus 2 picks up after the events of Final Crisis. So we have Damian and Dick being Robin and Batman, and I really love the issues where those two are Batman, Robin, and Professor Pig's in it. So you know,
The introduction of Professor Pig.
I love Professor Pig. And I think also Return of Bruce Wayne is in there. Yeah, so it collects Batman 700, 702, Batman Robin 1 through 16, and Return of Bruce Wayne 1 through 6. And Return of Bruce Wayne is amazing. I loved it. So I'm looking forward to this bad boy. There should be a third omnibus probably in 2020 that has the Batman Incorporated stuff, which was my least favorite part of the run. I'll still buy it to, because, what happens to Damian. That's about it.
So emotional. That it broke me.
Yeah, I know, right? Spoilers, sorry.
If you're listening, we forget that.
But yeah, Grant Morrison's Batman, Volume 2, I am super psyched because it's a great run. If you haven't read it, I would check it out. I think the Omnis make it really easy. You don't have to hunt down multiple books. And I think they're in a pretty good reading order too, because that was what I found when I was reading it, just from the library. I'd read a couple issues of Batman Robin, then I'd read a couple issues of Return of Bruce Wayne, and try to get the line up. And I think ultimately I was wrong. So it'll be nice to have someone who actually knows what they're doing. Hopefully, put it in the correct order.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to find out if that's going to happen.
The thing is, what I like about them is retail $75. Grades they're about 30 something, and they're not giant. They're manageable. I don't know. Some Omnis get too big, like the aforementioned Final Crisis, but Batman, it's pretty good. Good size.
Sorry, just thinking of what Michael Scott would say after you say something like that.
Especially after Batman Damned.
Yeah. Battlewing. So another one that I would love to get my hands on because it's written by the great Alan Moore. And it is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the Jubilee edition, which collects volumes 1 and 2 of his great creation. And it releases April 9th, 2019.
Nice. Very nice.
And and I would buy this again because I have them both on paperback and they're phenomenal. And I'm waiting to see if he's actually going to do a third one. I'm hoping he's going to do a third one because there's such great stories and how he ties all these classic monsters from literature and thrown into the same universe, which is really amazing.
Right. I've never read that material, so I probably should read it before it comes out, so then I can know if I want to pull the trigger.
If I find it, I'll bring them to you because I know I have them in here somewhere.
Oh, that would be very nice.
Because they're great.
Don't
probably. Whatever is the German for you're welcome. I don't want to know what you're welcome is in German, but there you go. I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry, I distracted you.
Yeah, with your Nazi talk.
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I don't usually rebuy books. If I see one, buy it. I don't do that, and if I do, it's probably on accident because I forget what I have since I have a pretty big collection. So this is one of the ones where I would actually deliberately buy because it'd be in a whole hardcover Jubilee edition, which sounds pretty awesome.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you bring up repurchasing or double dipping, as it were, because
double dip the chip.
So this one is kind of cheating a little bit, but Animal Man by Grant Morrison, the 30th anniversary deluxe edition. The first volume is actually coming out December 2018, or I'm sorry, December 18th of this
Of
year.
this year?
Yeah, so it's coming out in a couple weeks. Um, so obviously, I'm guessing next year we'll get a volume 2, which I think will complete the entire run. So I really loved Animal Man. I thought I mean, definitely one of my favorite things Morrison has written. I bought all 3 of the collections digitally with a coupon, so I would be double dipping. But I don't know. The more I think about 2 nice Animal Man deluxe editions sitting next to Batman and 7 Soldiers, I'm like, that's a pretty nice looking Grant Morrison shelf right there. Um, there was obviously, I mean, there was a Animal Man omnibus that's a few years old, but actually, I like deluxe editions. They're easier to read. So 2 of those, as long as you're not like crazy expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the one thing I've noticed. Like sometimes DC and Marvel, their oversized hardcover, their like deluxe edition will be like, I don't know, like $40 or something. I'm like, it's getting a little up there. You know,
Just a little bit.
it's like, but I think I saw it was like $35. So I'm like, okay, if it's like half off, 40% off, I'll buy that. It's a good series. I forget. Have you read Animal Man?
Uh, not as his solo run. No,
Hmm.
like I read him. Like he popped up once or twice. I think it's either in Suicide Squad or Doom Patrol,
Right.
and it was a while ago too,
Yeah,
like a long time ago.
Morrison's Animal Man is. I really liked it. I dug it, but it's also really weird as Morrison things go. The thing is, though, because now that I'm thinking about it, so I may get the years wrong, but I think Promethea by Alan Moore. I think that's also getting like a 30th.
Oh,
Uh,
is it?
yeah, deluxe edition. I've never read Promethea, but I've heard it's very good. So they're releasing those. They already released a couple Sandman anniversary editions.
Uh,
So yeah, I know, pass on those.
yeah.
But the thing is, I'm glad they're doing that because I'm assuming they'll keep doing some anniversaries. So I kind of want to read Invisibles by Morrison in the next couple of years because I know there's a giant omnibus that had the whole series, and then they've released deluxes once already, like 5 of them, but they're kind of hard to come by. So I want to read that, and hopefully, if I like it within the next couple of years, it'll be like, the 20th anniversary, or some sort of like anniversary edition that goes up.
5-year anniversary edition. Yeah.
Because it looks like they're pretty quality. I mean, like Vertigo's deluxe editions, like that's another one. V for Vendetta just got a deluxe edition.
Did it?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah, you should check it out.
Get that one.
It's like I don't know. For me, it's not quite like I want like the absolute, but like I would still like the deluxe. It's a good size, and the oversized hardcovers are nice. So yeah, the V for Vendetta one's pretty.
It's pretty.
Anyways, I just rambled about a deluxe edition of Grant Morrison.
Yeah. Marvel's gonna get a hold of this. I'm just saying. So my last one I'm anticipating, and it's it's really funny because it starts off as a podcast. Nick, a coworker of ours, he's really into like D&D and Dungeons and Dragons and like a whole bunch of same nerdy stuff that we're into. And he points me in this direction of the D&D because I always ask him questions about it since he's always like bringing it up and talking about it. I'm like, oh, hey, this and the other. And he'll be like, oh, hey, you know what? Here, listen to this podcast. It's really funny. I'm like, okay. And it's called The Adventure Zone. And it's literally the funniest podcast I've ever heard.
I'll have to check it.
And the funny you do, man. It's like on the playlist or it's on iTunes or the Google playlist store.
Uh-huh.
And it's these three brothers and their dad are playing D&D. And the reason I bring this up because I recently found out that they're making comic books for these, and
Oh,
I
wow.
think that's the most brilliant thing that could ever happen because go ahead.
So if let me just make sure I'm understanding. So they just turn on a mic and record their D&D campaign
Yeah,
they're playing,
yeah,
and then
they do.
they took those recordings and cartooned them, like made a comic book.
Yeah.
That is
It
amazing. That is
it is. It's hilarious. It's amazing. It's like I was laughing so hard like several times when I'm listening to this stuff. And I just started instead of listening to my music like I always do while I'm counting
yeah, yeah.
stuff, I started listening to that and I'm like busting out laughing. And good thing like I'm there really early in the morning so nobody can hear it.
Right.
And it's the funniest thing I would ever hear. And so because they don't know what they're doing basically because it's the dad. The dad doesn't know diddly squat about the game, so they're like telling him in the first episode what to do and stuff, and they each make up their own characters. And my favorite is Taco, and his name is spelled Taako, and he tells the way he says it, like, "Oh yeah, my character's name is Taako," and he goes, Taco, did you just name your character freaking Taco? He's like, yeah. And his last name is Taco, but spelled different. Like, oh my goodness. And uh, I did not know that they made uh, the first their first game into a comic book until fairly recent, and it's called Here There Be Here There Be Gerblins, and that's volume one, which came out this year.
That sounds amazing.
And I thought like, oh my God, I got to get my hands on this. So I'm gonna look for it on the Kindle on Amazon so I could buy it. And then book two comes out. This is why I'm really excited and for it because it comes out next year, July 16, 2019, and it's Murder on the Rockport Limited. And it's pretty much like that Jane Austen, the woman who wrote The Murder on Orient Express.
That's Agatha Christie.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I got my
That's
all
a
of them mixed up. So
yeah.
it's kind of like that. Like there's a murder on this train, and they try to figure it out what's going on, and it's hilarious because the antics they do. It's like they're dumb as heck when they're trying to do this stuff.
That sounds amazing. I'm gonna have to
It,
look.
it yeah, it really is, man.
So what you're
Uh,
saying is instead of playing Skyrim by myself, I could be playing D&D with friends and rolling dice
yeah,
and using my imagination.
yeah. Instead of using someone else's imagination
Yeah.
as you're playing through their game, yeah.
Yeah. I've been tempted to try D&D. My cousin is pretty into it, so I don't know. I might try it someday.
Uh, yeah. I'm thinking about it too. I'm like,
Oh, it's not for sure.
if
Oh
I
my
no,
God. It's fun to listen to, but not.
no, no. I'm thinking like, hey, if we get enough people, I'll totally join in. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do this.
Yeah, I'll have to. Maybe I'll ask my cousin because I. That's the thing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I know you have to have someone who knows because you
No,
know.
you don't. Yeah, you listen to this podcast, so you'll be like, oh, okay,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll have to try it sometime.
yeah,
Try, try to do it on the podcast or first
yeah,
time playing D&D. That
yeah. It'd be awesome. I'm guarantee you we'll get a whole bunch of
listen,
new listeners. Yeah,
it's funny.
after the ones we lost about what's that Sandman series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I had another one. Oh, okay. This is on my list, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. If they continue with the same release schedule, I'm looking forward to Full Metal Alchemist, the Full Metal Edition 4, 5, and because the wife and I have officially committed to
Getting the
getting
hardcover. Okay.
we have the first one. Have you seen them?
No.
No, I'll grab it.
Okay.
Be right back.
All right. I'll entertain them. So yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is a great series. It really is. It's funny. I didn't think I'd laugh hard when I read it, but yeah, it's a really amazing series. It does have some sad parts in it, and so if you consider picking it up, I do caution you about two very depressing moments in this little series in between 1 through 6. I was explaining to the readers. I'm sorry you came back, but
Oh,
explaining them a Full Metal Alchemist, so in
I was
case they want to
are you
read it.
talking to
Yeah,
me? Like I have headphones. I don't know what you're
I
saying.
know. I know. I was just like keeping the readers,
Yeah,
listeners interested while you went and got the
yeah,
book.
yeah. I'm sure it's very exciting for the listeners to hear your reaction to the.
Dun dun dun! Wow, that looks pretty.
It's
That
pretty.
looks really good. And what is that? 1 through 3?
I think it's just 1 and 2.
1 and 2?
Yeah,
Oh
so
wow.
they're a little smaller. I mean, lengthwise
Hmm.
they're smaller, but thickness.
It's smaller
Yeah, so
because they have like one less volume in there.
you have to buy more of them.
Oh wow! Good luck with that, man.
Yeah, it's a good thing only 3 are coming out a year.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for me. Are you that was your last one, the
Yeah.
D&D one, right? That sounds
Yeah.
amazing. I'm
Yeah.
gonna check that out.
It is. And when I get a hold of it, I'll buy a physical copy. I'll be like, hey, read this.
Read this glorious thing.
Read it. Uh, but so I just that's it. We're talking about like I didn't mention a bunch of DC stuff because they let me down several times. And I'm talking about you, Clock to Doomsday.
Oh,
That Doomsday Clock, the dang Watchmen, Superman, Batman
sequel.
crossover thing, yeah, was a waste of my time and money. I
Wow,
saw,
you really I remember you saying that you're looking for an opportunity to like angrily
yeah, yeah, to
talk
go on a
about.
rant. And I'll tell you a story. Uh, whatever year this series started, I was like, oh, cool. Look at that. Would you look at that? It had like the clock, the Doomsday Clock, right there in the comic book, just right there, taunting me, saying, "Hey, we're gonna be good, man. This is gonna be a
Mhm.
great little series you're gonna love. It's gonna be just as good as Watchmen." I say just as good because nothing DC can produce could match what Watchmen did.
Amen.
So I'm like, oh yeah, it got me hyped up. The button, the crossover, that wasn't really a crossover to anything. It just had the button in it. I was like, oh my God,
Pretty
so
good.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is the teaser moment. This is what's going to happen. It's going to show something amazing. What the first issue of that Watchmen? Nope. It just sucked all that excitement out of me. And I'm like, nope. You did it, DC. You killed me. You killed my hopes and dreams and anticipation for this. And I hope you guys fall in the crapper.
So, listeners, the only way to help Bigby is to keep listening, keep commenting,
Keep
subscribe,
liking.
download on iTunes, on Podbean, because he's in a dark place right now. I
I am DC.
failed him.
D, DC killed me. That's why I don't really read a whole bunch of DC. I'm just strictly Marvel these days.
Oh wow,
That's what DC did, and that sucks because I can't get my Flash fix,
you could
and I
make it.
love the Flash.
Yeah.
And that kid, like literally right after the button, I haven't read anything out the Flash right after the button.
You know what's funny
So
is when it was coming out, I was like, oh, I want to know what happens with Batman and Catwoman's wedding. I have to know, and I still don't know what happened. I remain
yeah,
spoiler
me
free.
too.
And and it's on Hoopla. I borrowed it, and then I was about to read it, and I was like, or I could read some manga. I haven't read it. And like a few months ago, I was like going crazy because I want to know what happened. But now I'm like, I'll
Yeah,
do
it's just like,
it, I guess. Just, eventually.
yeah, yeah. I was curious about that too, but I feel I'll be let down by DC again. So,
It's very possible.
uh,
Oh yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I read 2 issues of Heroes of in Crisis, and I dropped it. I
oh, did
wasn't
you?
feeling that either. Yeah, you read the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's as far as I went.
the second one wasn't very good.
Come on, DC, get your act together, man.
I was very disappointed in that. Well, on that lovely note, thank you for
I'm
listening,
bummed
everyone.
out.
Yeah, as I said before, like, comment, subscribe, download, share,
Share,
do all that stuff.
spread
And
the word.
yeah, let us know your thoughts, what you're anticipating. Obviously, we missed probably tons and tons of stuff. Only stuff
Yeah,
we're really interested in is what we talked about. And I can't remember if we have a topic for next week. So
we do not.
yeah,
It's a
you'll
TBA.
learn. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for listening. And this is Boy Blue and Bigby
And this is Big B and Boy Blue.
signing off.
See you later.